So as we all know, the art of filmmaking can get very expensive very quickly. I mean, you have to buy lenses, cameras, microphones, like it just gets crazy. But it's never been a better time to be a filmmaker because we have platforms like YouTube, which give us like free education, and also a platform where we're able to promote our work, but also the equipment is just really inexpensive right now, and that's incredible. Yet I have been there. I have lived paycheck to paycheck and dealing with a lot of debt and just not feeling comfortable to invest like $100 or $200 into a microphone, much less like $3,000 into a camera. And if you can relate to what I just said, well, this video is for you. Today, my goal is to find 10 different items or accessories that can be used for filmmaking. But the trick is I'm only going to be shopping at the dollar store today. Now, I've set a couple rules up for myself. Now, for one thing, I just want to be creative. I don't want to, say buy batteries because every filmmaker needs batteries. That's not the kind of equipment I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that's a little bit more creative. Okay, let me just put it that way. Pretty much every production that I've been on, the day before or even the day of, I find myself walking into a dollar store and rummaging around through everything trying to be able to solve some kind of problem. So there is some good stuff at the dollar store, but I don't know if there's necessarily 10 items that I can live by and recommend that everyone uses on a daily basis. My main goal is to find bargains. I don't want to recommend stuff that you can find on Amazon for like cheaper and that's just better quality. Like I want to find something that is better quality or is less expensive and will do the job just fine. And I really hope that I'll be able to find some diamonds in the rough here. And this video is also kind of a celebration because I had promised myself that I would not put any money into the channel until I got money back from it. I didn't want to go invest in something before I knew I could get money out of it. And because of last week's videos and because I signed up with Amazon affiliates, someone actually bought something from my affiliate links, which gave me a total of $1. So I want to see, how far can I stretch this budget? How far can I go? What can I possibly pick up that is actually going to be functional and useful as a filmmaker? I don't know, honestly. I might just come back with like an armful of plastic junk. Betty Crocker, we thank you. Could I use this as a reflector? They look like they have some pretty big chips on there. Why am I still recording? Sorry, I kind of had to stop vlogging there for a bit because Sorry guys, I had to stop vlogging there for a bit because there was no way for me to actually get good coverage with all the stuff in my hands. I bought way too much. I think I'm going to like some of the stuff that I picked up. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm gonna head back into my apartment and we're going to go ahead and unbox this stuff. Unbox, well, unwrap, or we're just gonna see what's in there, okay? So I bought a lot of junk from the dollar store recently. Some of the stuff I had bought in the past and I had already known that I would get good experiences and that it was gonna be something that was gonna work out really well for me. Other stuff I kind of experimented with and I took a chance on and it worked out really well. Some of it did not work out well at all. So let's take a look and see what we got. Probably one of the best things that I picked up while I was at the dollar store was this. This is a shower curtain. Now you're probably thinking, why on earth is he saying that a shower curtain is great for filmmaking? Like, is he gonna start cleaning himself while he's on set? No, well, maybe. That's not why I picked up a shower curtain. I don't want to use this thing as a shower curtain. I'm wanting to use this thing to modify and diffuse light. If you go on Amazon, you'll find all kinds of diffusion, you'll find all kinds of modifiers for lighting, and they can cost somewhere between like $50 to like a couple $100. And honestly, this does pretty much the exact same thing. All you have to do is you have to get a bright light and put this in front of your light. And that really softens the light. The light is passing through this opaque material and it's making it so that your light isn't as harsh, so you're not getting those ugly shadows that you might want to avoid. And instead, you're getting a much softer, more pleasing look, and your shadows aren't as striking and as harsh. So right here, for example, I have a softbox because I wanted to achieve the same look. If I put my hand in front of my face, you don't really notice a large shadow, as opposed to in this example where I don't have that softbox, you're seeing all the shadows from my nose, and if I put my hand in front of my face or another obstacle comes in the way, it's a very big distraction, as opposed to right now if I am holding my hand out because I like talking with my hands, it's not as distracting, it's not as apparent. So that's why I really like using soft light. It's a lot more pleasant to look at and less distracting. And all of your talent's flaws and little
things that they might not like about their skin, those are a little bit less noticeable. Things like sweat and pimples and wrinkles, those don't show up nearly as much compared to when you're using like a harsh light. Right now I'm holding up 3 different items, and these here are basically my 5-in-1 reflector. Now, if you don't know what a 5-in-1 reflector is, a 5-in-1 reflector is this really versatile tool that is a bunch of light modifiers that are really collapsed into one single little package. And you can use this 5-in-1 reflector in many versatile ways. Now, let's just say that you're about to go on set and you realize that you lent your 5-in-1 reflector to someone else, or you just don't have it with you. Well, these will pretty much do the same thing. And in some ways, I kind of like using these 3 methods better. So let's start off with this silver reflector. This is actually supposed to be used on the front of a car windshield so that the car doesn't become a really warm environment. I can't really say how well it works for that purpose, but I do know that it works really great as a reflector. Let's say that your talent is in the shadows and you're wanting to just give them a little bit more light on their side. Well, one of the things that you can do is you can hold this up because light bounces off and reflects everywhere. You can use this to bounce the light off of that one single place, and you can have that light hit your subject so that they are not casted directly in the shadows. Let's also talk about what this white arts and crafts board can be used for. This white sheet pretty much does the exact same thing, just not as intense. It matches the colors the exact same way because it's just a white sheet. So I just turned off this panel light that is right beside me, and that's just kind of filling in a little bit of these shadows and giving me a little bit more edge, so I have a little bit of a 3-dimensional pop, because right now I'm falling a little bit into the shadows and you're seeing that I'm kind of blending in with my background. It doesn't look very good. So what you can do is you can hold up one of these white boards where light will hit it and bounce off, and then you're able to give yourself a little bit more light or a little bit more exposure. Right now we are in a bit of a dim environment, and so I don't think this is going to work as expected, but if I hold it up really closely, I think you guys can see the principles that I'm referring to. So this is what it looks like when I'm using this bounce and without. It's a big difference. So I picked up a silver one, I picked up a white one. Why did I pick up a black one? Well, the black one is used to control the light and just stop light from bleeding over into different parts of your frame that you don't want light to be hitting. And I can show you guys how to combat the problem that we're currently facing where the light is shining into the background. And one way that you're able to modify and control your light in a room like this is by using something else that we picked up at the dollar store. So let's see how it's gonna look in 3, 2, 1. And that's how that looks. And you can already see that this looks very different. And I kind of just stuck this thing to an old microphone stand that I had kicking around. It's holding back and it's putting more shadows on the background exactly how I wanted it to work. And if I shoot this video, say at 18 millimeters, hold on a second, I'll go ahead and show you guys what that will look like. So if I do that, then you're actually still seeing the line and the edge, like right here and going all the way down here. You can see it on the ceiling. But that single board is holding back all of this right here, and it's causing a shadow right here. I'm actually kind of shocked at how much that little board is doing. This is something else I picked up from the dollar store. Don't buy these. Just get an actual professional light because this has a terrible green hue to it. I was gonna see if I could use this as like a rim light, but I just find that it looks ugly, and I much prefer using something like my aperture light. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but it's well worth the money. And this device that's supposed to hold up your phone, I thought maybe I could use this to like rig up different lights or mount different accessories, but really I find that this is just a little bit limiting. Maybe I could use this to hold up a microphone or like my Zoom recorder. I'm glad I have it, but still pretty cheap and pretty janky, so I don't really recommend it. So what have I learned from this experience? What's the takeaway of this video? Well, I think it's simple enough. You get what you pay for. And while you can get by and use things like shower curtains instead of soft boxes, or LED flashlights instead of professional panels, or video lights, if you want quality equipment, you gotta pay the price. And while I did get what I paid for and I didn't really get the best quality equipment I could possibly find, it was really fun to stretch my creativity and to come up with creative solutions to replace some of the equipment that I rely on a regular basis. I encourage you guys to take a look through the dollar store. Even if you aren't really in the market for any more video equipment, it's kind of fun to be able to stretch your creativity and try to find ways of being able to work within these limitations that you set up for yourself. And I think the results are pretty good. So tell me in the comments down below what your favorite budget or DIY solution is for this type of filmmaking equipment. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that jazz, and I will see you next time. Take care.
Which gave me a total of $1. That's $2. You think you could be a little louder with that nail gun? There's ants all over me. Did I sit on like an ant hill? There's cigarettes everywhere around here too. This is nasty.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I love to count.